Hi everybody, welcome to Linden-Linthicum United Methodist Church in Clarksville. I'm Gail Annis Porter and I'm happy to speak to you for a moment today. Have you ever wished that God would be a little bit more obvious in acting in the world? You're not the only one. The prophet Isaiah felt that way as well. Now you would think that Isaiah, who early in his life as a very young man had had this incredible experience in the temple where he saw angels and his lips were touched with coal and he was ready to say, "Here I am, send me," a very dramatic call for him to be one of God's messengers. But then later on in his life, he wanted God to be obvious again. And evidently, God was not being so obvious. And so later on in his life, he said these things from chapter 64. "Oh, that you would tear open the heavens and come down so that the mountains would quake at your presence, as when the fire kindles brushwood and the fire causes water to boil, to make your name known to your adversaries so that the nations might tremble at your presence. When you did awesome deeds that we could not expect, you came down, the mountains quaked at your presence. From ages past no one has heard, no ear has perceived, no eye has seen any God besides you, who works for those who wait for him. You meet those who gladly do right, those who remember you in your ways, but you were angry, and we sinned. Because you hid yourself, we transgressed. We have all become like one who is unclean, and all our righteous deeds are like a filthy cloth. We all fade like a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind take us away. There is no one who calls on your name or attempts to take hold of you, for you have hidden your face from us and have delivered us into the hand of your iniquity. Yet, O Lord, you are our Father, we are the clay, and you are our potter. We are all the work of your hand." And so I keep thinking that I'm kind of like Isaiah. Oh, that you would come down and do something really dramatic, like make the virus disappear, or have everybody inoculated just like that without having to have a needle in the arm. Wouldn't that be great? So many things that I would love to have happen, that God would just act in a really, really big way. But that's not what God usually does. God more often whispers than shouts. God is more often on the edges, in the shadows, than in the blinding light. God is subtle more often than blatant and brazen. And though we wish it would be a different way, that doesn't seem to be the way that God chooses to work. And so in this Advent, when we're invited to wait and to hope, I'd invite you to look for God in the quietness, in the small things, instead of looking for the big thing. Because in the small things, in the ordinary things, you'll be able to receive and welcome the coming of a child who little by little will change the world. Thanks be to God for that. If you'd like to join us for worship on Sunday morning, we'd love to have you. At 9 o'clock every Sunday morning, we live stream. You can access that through our website, l-lumc.com, or you can catch it later on our webpage or find us on YouTube. Happy Advent.